So welcome back to my channel, Tesla Ben. Right now we're doing part 2 of the configuration and settings within my Tesla, which is a Model 3 Highland all-wheel drive long range 2024. So in part 1 I went through the controls in the dynamics page, and right now in this part we're going to go through the charging and the autopilot. So in charging we get to set the charge limit. So right now I'm set to 70%. I want it to charge up to 70% and then stop. And you can set those at different locations. So for example, if you can charge for free at work, maybe you want to set it to 80 or 85%. And when you're at home, maybe you want to set it lower, for whatever reason. But it's nice to be able to have different limits set at different locations. I can manually stop the charging right now and unlock the charge port from in here. I can adjust the amps that it's being charged at. So right now I'm at 24 amps, but I can go up to 32 amps at my home charger. I can also schedule my car to charge at a certain time, which is really convenient. So for example, if you have lower electrical rates, let's say during the night, you can set your car to charge when the electricity is cheaper. In my case, I actually have solar on my roof, and so I set it to charge during the day when the solar is producing the electricity for me. Low power mode is it's actually a new feature, so I didn't have this when I first got my car. So it's one of those additional features that I've got since then. So if your car goes below 20% battery, it's going to automatically switch into low power mode and ensure that it uses the least amount of power possible. This could also be handy if you're parking at the airport while you're gone for a week or two, and just to make sure the car uses the least amount of energy while you're not using it. Keep accessory power on. This is another new feature that I've got recently, and this allows you to keep the 12 volt and the USB power outlets on even if you're not in the car. So you can park, you can leave, and you can keep those power outlets turned on. So for example, if you're charging some devices in the car, or even if you've got one of those 12 volt fridges, it will keep that going while you're not in the car. And this is a feature that is completely new in this last update that I got, and so it is designated with a new symbol here, and that is wireless phone charging pads. Turn them on or turn them off. So the phone pads are down here below the screen, and they were always on. So if you put your phone there, the phone would start charging wirelessly, and some phones can get quite hot, or if you're already full and you don't need a charge, then it's nice to have the option to just turn that off altogether. And then share charging data with Tesla app. So this just makes all the data that you collect while you're charging. So let's say I drive to another city and I charge there for a certain amount of time. All of that data is collected and can be sent back to my phone, and then I can view all of that data in graphical form on my phone. So that's the charging page. And next is autopilot. So right now I do have a 1-month free trial of full self-driving supervised for Tesla, which has been amazing. If you haven't seen my other videos, it's really incredible what the car can do, driving itself from point A to point B with absolutely no input from the driver. So right now I do have my full self-driving turned on. Normally, because it's only a 1-month free trial and I have not subscribed to it, I would not have this option. I would either have auto steer or traffic aware cruise control. Traffic aware cruise control is the same as pretty much all modern cars, that you can set the speed and it will adjust according to the car in front of you, etc. Auto steer I find is super handy on on long drives on the highway where it's just going to steer for you and keep in the lane. If an object comes out in front of you or a car turns in front of you, it'll automatically brake. But it is super smooth, and it's a fantastic feature for those longer drives. I think even in stop and start traffic, in commuting, the auto steer and the traffic aware cruise control are really nice, taking out the stress of your drive. And then next we have the stats of my self-driving. So I don't always use self-driving, but I've done 141 kilometers, and I've been super impressed for all of those kilometers. It's quite amazing. Brake confirm. So I do have this turned on. So if I want to do full self-driving, I have to click a button, and then I have to put my foot on the brake, and that will engage it. It's just an additional safety feature, so you don't accidentally turn on the full self-driving if you didn't mean to. And then for full self-driving, you do have 5 different speed profiles. I typically have it as standard because it drives in a very similar manner as to how I drive. But if you want it to just chill out and go super easy, then you would pick sloth or chill. But if you want it to go a little bit faster and maybe make more lane changes in an attempt to get to your destination a little quicker, then you've got the choice of hurry or Mad Max. Expanded full self-driving, that's just the visualization on the actual screen. It's quite nice to see all the sort of cars and pedestrians around you. Actually smart summon, I have not used this yet, but the theory is that, you know, you've been shopping, you come out of the shop, and you can actually get your car to come and pick you up. I don't have the balls for that yet, so maybe one day I'll test that out. And then some additional features: speed limit warning, various ways to display that, speed limit. So if I've got cruise control on, you know, how fast am I going to allow the car to go? Forward collision warning, so it beeps at me if I think I'm going to hit something, which is nice. Lane departure avoidance, these are all sort of standard features in modern cars. Emergency lane departure avoidance, automatic emergency braking, obstacle aware acceleration, and green traffic light chime. This last one here, green traffic light chime, I really like this because if you're not looking at the light for whatever reason, as soon as it turns green, it'll give you a little chime, and you know that you can get going. And you know the person behind you is not going to honk at you because you haven't noticed that the traffic lights turned green. So again, lots of different features. Turn them on or off according to how you like to drive. But that's the end of part 2.